Alright, hi, my name's Dylan, back with another Oculus Quest video, but instead of talking about VR sim racing, we're going to be just giving the pros and cons. I've had this for I think about a good month now, and I've used it maybe a collective total of 24 to 30 hours of use, which in my opinion is more than enough time to decide whether or not you actually like something. Anyways, let's get down to it. So the first section we're going to be starting out with is going to be the pros, just because that's what everybody wants to hear. One thing about humans is that we love having our opinions validated. So why not start off with that? So first and probably the biggest reason is when it came to purchasing the Quest 2 is definitely the almost zero screen door effect. Now, obviously, with any sort of pixel, there's just going to be that, but you'd have to take a magnifying glass in order to tell. With this, there is no screen door effect that is noticeable from my gameplay. With this, it is almost unnoticeable. It is very, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 of being noticeable, it's probably about like a 3. You'd really be hard pressed to like look at it. And like objects that are stupid far away, that's when you sort of notice it. But anything that comes to just reading regular fonts that are a decent distance away from you, you have no problem looking at it. The second biggest thing for this, and I'm sure this is the case for a lot of people, is being able to use this wirelessly. Now, you can also do this wirelessly with Steam VR, but Oculus has their own native software and stuff where you can play games without needing to hook this up to like a computer over there. You can take this anywhere. It's such a small package that even the case it came with, one second. So even the box that this came with is sort of like a carrying case. Like if you can see here, it has everything you need to take it on the go. And you can just close it right up. Like, that's one of the coolest things about the packaging, and I'm surprised that they went sort of green route and made this reusable. It's actually very high quality cardboard, and you don't need to buy a third-party case to carry this around, because the case that, when you buy it, it pretty much comes in its own packaging as its case. So being able to use this wirelessly is a huge plus. You can also use Oculus Link with it, which is another pro to this, where I can hook it up to my computer, and instead of it using the VR's hardware to power it, it uses the computer's hardware to render any gameplay or any program that you decide to run on it. Another big thing about this is how lightweight it is. When I had the HTC Vive, it was actually pretty big, and I definitely needed a third-party strap in order to keep it on my head. So we're kind of already blazing through this list here. That's not to say that this is not a good product, because it's actually fantastic, but I would like to get this video done and over with. So that being the case, let's move on to the cons. Now, I just want to say that every product has its drawbacks, especially when it comes to something like the Oculus Quest 2, where it does not need cables in order to operate. And these cons, I don't want you to see this as this is why you shouldn't get a product, more so you know exactly what you're getting into or what you're getting, including all of the things that it doesn't have on it. Due to the fact that it has a barely visible screen door effect, one thing you'll notice is the softness of the image. While it is definitely sharper than the HTC Vive I had, at the same time, around some edges that would be pretty sharp, it is a little bit soft. Now, that is sort of personal preference. I have not had a problem with it, purely because I'm so used to the screen door effect being there, where it's like it's over sharp. And so without that screen door effect, I see that as more than equal balance of having it and not having it. Another thing is that this only supports 75 hertz refresh rate. This one, while it is at 75, it will support 90 hertz later on. I will say I have not been able to get it to work with Steam VR. I'm still capped out at 75 despite it being connected to my computer and being able to do more. Maybe that's user error, probably, but I would do your own research in that sector of the headset before you go listening to me. These controllers are definitely a second con. Now this one's actually a con here, and I want to be able to replace these, but I don't think I actually can. These guys are pretty cheap. You can do VR chat, you can do all of that, but I guess you do sort of notice the finicky bit, especially this. There's a little side trigger button here. I don't think the camera's going to focus on it, but it's stupid sensitive. And so when you're in the menu, if you even rest your finger on it, it's going to sort of grip. It's very irritating, and I kind of wish there were just more buttons. Like, I really wish there was a way to expand the controller, but I just don't think. I had asked a few people on Steam VR whether or not I could like use Steam Index controllers with the Quest, and they were like, no. I don't know if that information is accurate, but that is one thing to consider when you're buying the Quest 2. They work all of the time. It's just that they're a little bit slower and less tactile than the Vives, and they're a bit smaller in the hand. So if you've got big hands, you're actually not gonna like these. You're gonna hate these controllers because these things are very small, and I've got small hands. And this is actually a very big con. This would be a reason as to not to buy this thing. If you're a streamer and you want to stream in VR, I have not been able to get OV drop, which is what is it? It's a OVR drop, sorry. I've not been able to get OVR drop to work with this, and basically what that does is it captures the right eye of the VR headset and it streams it onto OBS. Maybe it's because I'm using Streamlabs. I haven't tried it on the regular OBS app, but I get maybe like 12 frames. I experience huge frame drops. So when I'm recording or I'm streaming, I can't accurately depict what I'm playing. A way to get around this is to just record the window that shows up on your monitor, which renders the left eye instead of the right eye. So if you're on a gun game and you're right-handed, which most people are, they're not going to see down the barrel. They're going to see a little bit to the left of it. This is fine. When I do it, I don't experience any frame drops or anything. It records perfectly fine. So I've been able to get it to work, but it is something you want to look into. But, you know, with all things said, I think that this headset is pretty freaking good. And I wish that when I was looking around and searching that this was available. It's $299 for the 64 gig version, which I think is more than fine. I don't see why you would want the 256 gig version. With that, you get a very solid headset. The tracking is very good on this. To my surprise, this inside out tracking is very good, and it rarely disconnects or tries to search ever. But anyways, thanks for watching. You guys loved the last video. I think that was the best video. I think it had performed the best within a week time frame of any video I've ever done on my channel. So that made me feel pretty happy. Thank you for that. But as always, if you do want to see more of this content or you have any questions, I try to answer everything in the comment section below, so feel free to drop it. If you've got any ideas or want me to do anything or play any games with this just to give you my feedback on it, also leave that in the comment section below. But besides that, have a wonderful day. I'm going to edit this video reluctantly. Goodbye.